Hello, hello, and welcome to an episode of Culinary Unclothed. I am your host, Chef Tiffany Moore. What is Culinary Unclothed? Culinary Unclothed is the unveiling of me through food. It's the unveiling of food through food. I focus on farm-to-table food, fresh produce, healthy, fresh herbs and veggies, and just speaking life into you and into your food. My philosophy is, I am your connection from farm to table. Your palate is safe in my kitchen. Let me nourish you, feeding you life and electrifying your well-being. With that being said, I'm going to teach you how to make an amazing 3-course meal that your family and friends will love you for. So, if you're ready to get started, let's get it popping. And we're going to get started on this first course. Now, the first course is going to be a simple spring salad, but as I like to call it, dressed greens, because a salad only tastes good when you're going to a wedding or some type of fancy function. So we're going to make a salad that is reminiscent of you being out at a party. So we're going to take our spring salad mix, and I have some arugula. We're going to make a Cajun oil vinaigrette using my Cajun seasoning. Now, I have soaked my Cajun seasoning in some olive oil for a minimum of 3 days. You're going to strain it with a cheesecloth, and you get this very fragrant and aromatic olive oil. We have some Cajun seasoning, some salt, some pepper, some olive oil, and we're going to put some carrots, cherry tomatoes, radishes, and some garlic in our salad as well. So stay tuned, watch me, and let's make it happen. We're going to make our salad dressing first. To make our Cajun oil vinaigrette, we're going to have some Cajun seasoning, some salt and pepper, Cajun oil and some vinegar, and of course, olive oil. And we're going to put some fresh garlic in it as well. Now, you can easily use the food processor and chop the garlic up, but I'm going to take my time and chop the garlic for you today. I don't really like chopping. My knife skills are not that good. I injured my neck downrange in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2004. I've had 2 cervical spine surgeries, and I have a metal plate in my neck, C4 through C6. So my knife skills are not that good, so I usually just put everything in a food processor. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to chop it up a little bit, put everything in a food processor, and make it easy and simple. You can also use a blender if you do not have a food processor. So follow me. We're going to put everything in the food processor. Hey, 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 and welcome back. We're going to get ready to make this Cajun oil vinaigrette. So we're going to take 2 parts of olive oil. Then we're going to take the other part. We're going to use the Cajun oil. Add in some vinegar for acidity. And some salt and pepper. Then this garlic we chopped up. And a little bit of Cajun seasoning. When I tell you, these flavors smell so good. Oh my gosh. This salad right here, this salad dressing, I came up with it when I was making a dressing for the salad for some salmon cakes and crab cakes. And I wanted the dressing to be as close to the flavor of the salmon cake and the crab cake. And I tell you, it is delicious. It smells so good. I promise you, you're going to always want to eat salads if you taste this. Always. Perfect. We're going to add a little bit more salt though. There we go. So now we have our greens. We got a spring mix. We have some radicchio, some red lettuce, some spinach in here, and some iceberg lettuce. Put that in there. We're going to add in some arugula. Now the arugula has a bit of a peppery taste that accentuates with this pepper and the spices in the Cajun oil vinaigrette. It's going to make this taste amazing. I'm going to throw in some carrots because you have to always add in your greens. Some radishes, and we're going to chop down some cherry tomatoes. I'm going to put the cherry tomatoes on last though. So get your salad. Let me get me a glove, because you got to mix this up with your hands to make sure all the salad dressing is dressed on the greens. Let's get into this salad. So yes, you're just going to take your salad dressing and pour it on your greens. Oh my God, it smells so good. Like, it's just crazy how salads only taste good at functions when you're all dressed up. And when you say you want to eat a salad and you go buy everything, it never tastes as good. And you never just really want to say, I want to eat a salad today. But this salad right here, I promise you, you're going to love it. We're going to get our plate. And you always want to add height to your salads. Anytime you're plating some type of food, you want to add height to it because it makes the presentation look a whole lot better. Like, look at that. Just look at that. Gonna throw in our tomatoes, sprinkle a little bit of Cajun seasoning on there and some more pepper. Then we're gonna add in some Parmesan cheese. And I like using the big flakes of Parmesan cheese because it just makes for a better presentation. And that is what I'm teaching you, how to plate, how to eat healthy, light, refreshing, and good, delicious food. Now, this is a first course meal that is worthy of, let's say, a Grammy, an Emmy, an Academy Award or something like that. But I promise you, you make this salad, pair it with a crab cake or a salmon cake, everyone will love you. So, voila, and there we go. Like, look at that. That looks so amazing. And it's going to be so delicious. Hey, and welcome back. Now with the second course, I'm going to show you why they call me the dope chef. So I'm going to do a pan-seared herb chicken breast in my CBD lemon pepper seasoning by Chef Tiffany Gourmet Foods. And we're going to finish it off with a garlic butter noodle with some spinach. And with the herbs, I got the herbs from my garden. I got rosemary, I got oregano, and I got thyme growing in my garden and sage. And it's so funny, I've been going to the store buying thyme for the past few months, not realizing I got all the thyme in the world in my front yard. So yes, so I'm gonna start saving me some money, and you can too if you start growing your own herbs. So we're gonna take the chicken breast. I've already patted dry with a napkin. You pat it dry on both sides. You're gonna take a little bit of salt. And you want to sprinkle the salt up high. You know, I know people think it's like a gimmick when you see chefs doing like this, but it's not. It's to get even distribution of the seasonings and the toppings. I'm gonna take some of my lemon pepper seasoning. Now this is all the rave back in Atlanta where I'm from. So you guaranteed you're gonna wanna get some of this. And also my seasoning has saffron in it as well. You know, saffron is one of the most expensive spices in the world because the way it is collected and cultivated. So that is in my CBD lemon pepper seasoning. And I'm going to add some to the pan after we add the butter in there. So make sure you drop your seasoning off at the top like that at a high angle. And while you're doing this, you should be having your pan preheating to about medium warm, just enough so you can put the butter in there. It's going to automatically melt. All right, so follow me to the stove and let's get this party started. We're gonna take a couple of pats of butter and put it in the pan. I'm gonna add in some herbs and the saffron. So you're gonna make a garlic herb butter sauce for your chicken. When I tell you, this is gonna be so aromatic. I have some rosemary I've been growing in my garden. I got some thyme, because I got all the thyme in the world. And I got some oregano and some sage in here. There we go. I got a big old sage bush growing as well. So yes. And we're gonna add in some garlic too, because it is a garlic herb butter. And add in some scallions. A couple of more pats of butter. It's already smelling so good. So as you see over here, I have the water boiling for the pasta. I am using angel hair pasta for my garlic butter noodles because they just tiny, they're delicate, and they're slim, and it's gonna make for a great presentation. Like, oh my, let me put some more butter in this because this is smelling, you're gonna think you're fancy once you figure out how to cook this meal. And now, when you make this meal and you actually slap your mama, make sure you let me know because so I can give myself a pat on the back and maybe I'll send you a little something. Move it around like that. We're gonna take our chicken breast. You're gonna put it presentation side down. And once you put it down in the pan, you do not want to move it. Now I'm using a thin chicken breast because I don't really like chicken breast. So if they're thin, I can eat it a little bit better and it maintains all the flavor and the juicy qualities. And this smell in here is like getting it right now. Your family's gonna love this. We're gonna get ready to move on to this pasta. I'm gonna rinse my hands off real quick because I did just touch raw chicken. So you wanna make sure you're careful about putting raw chicken on your countertops and washing your hands after you touch it. And you wanna make sure you salt your water as well with the pasta because pasta doesn't have any flavor. But when you add salt, it gives flavor to the noodles, pasta shells, elbow macaroni, whatever type of pasta you're using. Gonna cook that down. And after the noodles have finished boiling and you drain them, you do not want to rinse them. You don't want to rinse your pasta because you want to keep the starch on there. If you're making like a stir fry, that is when you rinse your pasta. But if you're making like a pasta and it's gonna have sauce on it and noodles, you do not want to rinse the starch off the pasta. This is Culinary Unclothed. Like, I am teaching you how to make a simple 3-course meal that your friends and family are going to love. They're gonna think you went to culinary school messing around with me. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you how to cook. Upgrade your taste buds, upgrade your palate. Let's put some saffron in there, shall we? Now, if you ever do your research on the purveying of saffron, you will find out its history and its story, and it will make you more interested and want to taste it now because the extent that the women have to go through in Morocco, India, and I can't forget the other country that cultivates saffron. So, got our noodle water boiling over here. Almost done. And when the noodles get done, we're going to toss them in some garlic herb butter with some Parmesan cheese as well. When I plate this, it's going to be called plating magic because you're going to be like, how did she do that? But I'm going to show you today using one simple tool how to properly and tastefully plate noodles on your plate. It took me a long time to become a chicken breast and a pasta fan. I like macaroni and cheese, I like spaghetti, but like just to say I'm gonna cook some noodles and eat them with a piece of meat, that's not my thing. But the more and more I learn about good farm-to-table food using fresh herbs and spices and simple instructions, it just upgraded my whole taste bud palette. I bet you your kitchen is smelling good just like mine. Make sure you invite me to dinner, okay? You know, that's something. People always forget to cook for the chefs. We like to be catered to as well, you know. Cook for me one of my meals. Let me see how well you did. And since these are so thin, you don't have to cook them that long, but you know, we're gonna keep cooking them just for the flavor and the color. We're gonna move this over. Gonna get our bigger pan and add in some butter. We're gonna let this butter melt. We're gonna add in some herbs. Of course, the rosemary, the thyme, the sage, the oregano, and some thyme. Got that up high. We're gonna melt that down. Chicken is still going. You can put this in the oven as well to finish off and let it cook while you're focusing on your sauce. Make sure we get your cheese. And you're gonna go on and put some of that in your butter sauce over here and cook that down a little bit. Really, when I realized my love for cooking, I was stationed in Germany at Vilsack, and I was cooking in the barracks one day, and some of the guys was like, oh my gosh, your food is smelling so good, can you cook for us? I was like, I don't think I wanted to. They said, we'll pay you. I was like, wait a minute, I can get paid for cooking? Y'all gonna pay me? Let's do it then. And from that point on, I've been cooking up a storm. So you're gonna get your noodles. Turn your oven down a little bit, get your noodles. There we go. Turn that around in there. Oh my gosh. Add in some more cheese. And you're not gonna serve it with the garlic herb in there. So one thing I always like to do is add fresh veggies to my meal. So I'm gonna give you a veggie some type of way. So we're gonna add some fresh spinach up in this pasta. And spinach wilts down, so I like to add it at the end. I like to keep my veggies as fresh as possible, like cooking them not too long, not till they're soft or al dente. I love the freshness of veggies, and plus if you cook them too long, you cook down all the nutrients, and nobody wants to do that. And you can always add in more butter if you need it, which that is exactly what I'm going to do. Add in some more butter and cheese, because I love cheese. This is like a cheesy butter noodle, so you gotta have a lot of cheese with it. Oh yeah, that's the color you want right there. That's the color. One thing I've learned with different clients, like I can just pinpoint exactly what they like. And a lot of clients love the brown color that is on a perfectly pan-seared chicken breast. Your kids are gonna love this too. It's light, refreshing, and flavorful meal. I tell people all the time that you have to train your children young on what they need to be eating. Feed them veggies when they're young. Just because you don't eat it, don't mean you don't feed it to your children. Because children eat, they don't like what they have not been introduced to you in their younger years. So there we go. We're done with this. We're gonna get ready to plate this up. We're gonna turn this chicken breast off. We're gonna move it to the back. Yeah, we're gonna move to the countertop. We're gonna get ready to plate this up. We're gonna make some plate magic. Now I'm going to show you how to do some plate magic using this right here. I got this from the dollar store. So for $1, I'm gonna show you how to twirl some pasta and plate it so elegantly. It's gonna cost about $75 a plate once your family sees this meal. So, we got the pasta, we then cooked it up, tossed it in a garlic herb. Make sure you do not add the rosemary in the herbs when you grab your noodles, because that's just for flavor. Gonna get your fork, twirl it like that. You wanna cover it up enough and just keep twirling and twirling until it gets the amount that you want on it. This is all I do, using this simple tool right here. Just turn and turn and turn, pull it up a little bit, grab some more. Now it's not gonna always be perfect, but it's gonna be good. You get it? Ah, yes, there we go, that's better. There you go. You're gonna fix it up like that. There we go. Awesome. And then I like to take these culinary tweezers, as I call them, and you're gonna just put your peppers on there. Now these are aloha sweet peppers, so they do not have the bitter taste and the bite to it like regular bell peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers. These are sweet, and I love adding sweet peppers to my food because it gives you that extra delicious nutrients that you need, and the flavor profile, I just love it. You're gonna add in some green onion as well. You know, you can just probably just drizzle that on top. You gotta use the tweezers if you don't want to, but yeah, there we go. Then you just spread it out a little bit. You can add in some more cheese as well. My birthday's coming up, so I'm not gonna add no more cheese because I'm trying to get in shape. I'm gonna add just a little bit of saffron to it for some red color. There we go. And then we're gonna get our protein and we're gonna just put it on the side right there. When I tell you, this meal was simple, amazing, and it's gonna be delicious. There we go. Got your chicken breast. Just put it right there. And that's all. That is it. Now, this is my garlic herb chicken breast, seared in my CBD lemon pepper seasoning by Chef Tiffany Gourmet Foods. A simple garlic herb butter noodle, spinach tossed in, and you have a meal that is for a country club. Like, look at that. Like, your family's gonna love it, your friends are gonna love it, and you're gonna love me. But again, I tell you, if your mother slaps you, let me know. I'll send you something. But now I'm ready for dessert. So make sure you have you some wine, because I'm imbibing on me some wine, some fermented grape juice as I like to call it. And we're gonna get ready to get dessert started. I'll see you soon. Hey, 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 and welcome back. We're about to get into my favorite course, dessert first. And you know, if you're grown, you can eat dessert first, because that's what I do sometimes. But I'm going to teach you how to make some amazing bread pudding. And if you're anything like me, I did not eat bread pudding until I started making it myself. Because sometimes things taste a little bit better when you put your own little love into it. So you're going to start off with some brioche bread. And you can get this at your local bakery or your local grocery. I have some heavy whipping cream, 3 eggs, mixed up already and scrambled, some brown sugar, nutmeg, cinnamon, some Madagascar vanilla bean, white sugar, and some melted butter. And it's simple. You know, you can take regular old bread that's been in your cabinet or in your freezer that's going bad and make bread pudding. If you use fresh bread, make sure you toast it off in the oven or dry it out a little bit, leave the package open, and because it's going to let the mixture sit and soak better into the bread. I've already have some chopped up, and I'm going to cut a couple pieces up right now, just so you can see how to do it. You don't want them too thick, and you don't want them too thin, but you want it just right, so it can hold the sauce. And bread pudding it's delicious, and it starts off with a good, delicious brioche bread. I don't think you can make it with any other bread and it tastes as delicious as this, because the brioche bread already has the egg, the butter, and the sugar already in it. So yeah, let's get into this. So, you're gonna take your heavy whipping cream, your egg, your 2 cups of sugar, and your brown sugar. I'm gonna go on and whip that up. I love the smell of vanilla and cinnamon and nutmeg. It just automatically smells like the holidays. And I love pecans, so I will be adding some pecans to this delicious meal to give it some type of crunch. You got your nutmeg and your cinnamon, and you got your vanilla. It smells like a cinnamon roll. Good, delicious cinnamon, vanilla, nutmeg, and then you're gonna add in your melted butter. This is a 4th cup of melted butter. I'm just ready to eat. And you know what? I know sometimes when we were younger, we looked forward to licking the bowl out of cake mix. Don't do this to this. Don't do it. I mean, if you do it, it's okay, but it's a lot of calories up in here, and I know you're trying to get summertime fine. You're not gonna blame all your extra weight on me. That's what you're not gonna do. Gonna take the mixture, pour it over our bread. Just enough to coat it all, and toss it in there. Then you're gonna get your pecans. Pecans, I don't care what you call it, because sometimes I'm country, I say pecans. People are like, what's a pecan? Exactly what I just said. You understood me though. I love pecans, or pecans if I'm feeling a little bit bougie. But add them up into your bread pudding. I'm ready. I'm ready to eat. I don't know about y'all. You're gonna take your little small ramekin just for presentation. I'm gonna use a spoon. I can be a little handicapped sometimes, and I don't wanna waste nothing. And it's okay. Just clean it up when you get done. Look at that. Oh yeah. You know, I'm gonna add a couple of more pecans on top of this because I just really love pecans. That's it, like that. And we're gonna pop this in the oven for about a good 20-25 minutes until it gets firm, and it's gonna be ready to eat. And thank me later. And welcome back. Before we take our bread pudding out of the oven, we're gonna make a vanilla cream sauce to go on top of it. A little butter in there. Put your heavy cream, your brown sugar, a little bit of white sugar. Now, by this time, your house, your kitchen is already smelling delicious and very aromatic. So everybody is coming down. Mom, Dad, what are you cooking? What are you cooking? Auntie, what are you cooking? So add in some nutmeg, some cinnamon, and some vanilla extract. Just gonna cook that down And we're using this as a glaze to go on top of the bread pudding. I'm gonna also throw in some pecans because you know what? What'd I say? I love pecans. Growing up in Atlanta, we had a big old pecan tree in the front yard, and I used to hate picking up the pecans. But I realized that some of my teachers loved getting them as gifts. So guess who got A's on a lot of projects? Me. And I'd have to do a thing but pick up the pecans that I already hated doing. So maybe that's where my love of pecans come from. I love butter pecan, ice cream, make a bread pudding. I have pecans and everything. I even make a pecan vinaigrette dressing. So yeah, let's let that cook down some more. And we're gonna go on and take our bread pudding out of the oven so we can let it cool off a little bit. And you know your bread pudding is ready when it bounces back. Yeah, that's ready to eat. And we're gonna get ready to taste some of this sauce because I can't wait. You know, you can like put this in some coffee. Ooh, do they have a butter pecan and coffee? You know what, I think I might start doing that. But it tastes like a Bailey's. Bailey's doesn't even have a butter pecan flavor. I need to email them. But yeah, this is like some good Southern food right here, sweetness. And bread pudding you can eat all the time. You have to eat around the holidays. Just, it's a simple, easy dish that you can whip up for dessert. So yes, and we're just gonna pour some of this sauce on here and then dessert will be ready. Yes, I know you're ready to eat. So we're gonna give this one more turn and then we're gonna take it over there to the countertop so I can plate this for you. And now to top off this amazing 3-course meal, we're gonna put some of this vanilla cream sauce, just drizzle a little bit on top of it. Now all you need is some ice cream and some wine to imbibe on, and you are ready. Hold on. I'm going to go over what I cooked for you today. We have a dressed green salad or spring salad if you want to say that, but we're going to be fancy and say dressed greens. And in my Cajun oil vinaigrette, we have a pan-seared chicken breast, garlic herb chicken breast in my CBD lemon pepper seasoning, paired with a garlic butter herb noodle. And then we have dessert, buttered pecan bread pudding. Now, I'm about to dig into this dessert. Make sure you check out my website at www.cheftiffanymore.com and make sure you follow me at Chef Tiffmo. I'll see you soon. They're gonna tell you why. They call me the food artist and the dope chef. Enjoy.